All right, let's dive into one of Shakespeare's most famous and honestly most magical plays, The Tempest. Now, on the surface, it kicks off with a crazy shipwreck, but what it's really about is so much deeper. We're talking betrayal, what power does to people, and, that one single choice that can end up defining everything. The whole story just throws us right onto this mysterious island where, let me tell you, nothing is what it seems. It's this world of pure magic and illusion, and there's this huge storm brewing. But it's not just any storm. This one is about to drag some long-buried secrets right out into the open. And this really gets to the heart of the whole play. I mean, just imagine it for a second. You've been betrayed, stripped of your title, thrown into exile for more than a decade, and then, suddenly, the very people who ruined your life are delivered right to your doorstep. What do? That's the exact spot our main character finds himself in. Okay, so how does this whole story of revenge even kick off? Well, it doesn't ease you in, that's for sure. It starts with the roar of thunder and the crash of waves. The opening move? A massive, and I mean magical, storm. So picture this. There's a royal ship out on the water, carrying the King of Naples, and it gets slammed by what looks like a totally unsurvivable storm. But here's the twist. This is no act of nature. It's a magical illusion, a totally orchestrated event. And the person pulling the strings is making sure that nobody actually gets hurt.
And who's the mastermind? A guy named Prospero. And believe me, he has been waiting for this exact moment for 12 long years. He and his daughter Miranda have been stuck on this island just waiting, biding their time until the very people who wronged them finally sailed close enough to feel his power.
See, here's the thing about Prospero. He wasn't always this all-powerful sorcerer. He used to be the Duke of Milan. But he was a total bookworm, so lost in his studies that he kind of let his duty slide. And his own brother, Antonio, he saw his chance, betrayed him, and had him cast out to sea. But those 12 years in exile, well, they turned a betrayed duke into a seriously powerful magician, the ruler of all the spirits on the island. So yeah, that storm? It wasn't just a random fit of rage. Oh no! It was the opening move in a huge, elaborate chess game. Prospero has gone from being the victim to the ultimate puppet master.
And on his island, literally everyone is a pawn in his game. He's using his magic and his spirit sidekick Ariel to scatter the survivors all over the place, controlling every single thing they do. He's messing with his enemies, leading the young prince Ferdinand around, bossing around the monstrous Caliban, who was on the island first, by the way. And yeah, he's even steering his own daughter's fate. At first, his goal is just brutally simple. This isn't about having a nice chat or negotiating a truce. Nope. It's all about getting total, complete control over his enemies. He wants to back them into a corner where they have absolutely no choice but to face him and face what they did to him. But while Prospero's busy playing puppet master, all these other little dramas are starting to pop up all over the island. It's like his master plan creates the perfect storm for everything from innocent love to not-so-innocent conspiracies. So part of this grand plan involves setting up a little meet-cute between his daughter, Miranda, who, by the way, has literally never seen another man besides her dad, and Ferdinand, the king's son. And just like he planned, boom, love at first sight. This marriage is a huge piece of his endgame. And this is where you really see the wild contrast on the island. You've got this pure, innocent love story happening over here, and then, in the other corner, old habits die hard. Prospero's brother, Antonio, immediately starts trying to repeat history by plotting to kill King Alonso. Meanwhile, Caliban gets together with a couple of drunk servants to cook up their own, let's say, less than brilliant plot to kill Prospero. Of course, with Ariel zipping around and spying on everyone, neither of these plots is going anywhere. Okay, so everything has been building to this. Prospero has tested Ferdinand's love, he's shut down murder plots, he's psychologically tortured his enemies, and now he decides the time is right. All the chess pieces are exactly where he wants them for the final checkmate. Just get this scene in your head. Using his magic, Prospero gathers every single person, the lovers, the would-be murderers, the king, and brings them right in front of him. They're trapped, they're confused, and they are completely 100% at his mercy. The tables have totally, utterly turned. This is it, the moment of truth. He drops the bomb and reveals who he is, Prospero, the true Duke of Milan. He spells out the entire betrayal from 12 years ago, forcing his brother and the king to look him in the eye and remember exactly what they did, the cruelty, the treachery, what they put him and his tiny daughter through. So this is the big question, right? He's got them. He could ruin them, lock them up, do literally whatever he wants. His mission to get control is done. But what's the point of all that power? Is it just for payback, or is it for something else entirely?
And the final act of this play, it isn't about some huge magical fireworks show. It's about a really profound, really human choice. This is the moment we finally see who Prospero really is. To really get what he does next, we have to talk about this word, renounce. It's not just about quitting or stopping. It means you formally, deliberately give something up. It's a huge act of letting go. And Prospero, well, he's about to renounce pretty much everything that's defined his life for the last 12 years.
I mean, his transformation is just total. First, he gives up his anger, his whole quest for revenge. Then, and this is a huge deal, he renounces his magic, the very source of his power. He literally breaks his staff and says he's going to drown his book of spells. He gives up control of the island. And finally, he decides to end his own exile and go back to being a man, just the Duke of Milan. And that's really the beautiful point of it all. By choosing mercy instead of vengeance, he doesn't just set his enemies free, he sets himself free. He puts things right again, he heals those old wounds, and he gives his blessing to Miranda and Ferdinand's marriage, which is all about a hopeful future, one that's not stuck in that old cycle of revenge.
And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? The Tempest is way more than just a cool story about magic and shipwrecks. It's really asking us to look at ourselves. It makes you think about that thin line between justice and pure revenge. So what if it were you? If you had that kind of absolute power over the people who hurt you, what would you choose? Justice or mercy?